Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. This is Faith James here, CEO, founder of the Personal Branding Consultancy. Today, I'm coming to talk to you about how to elevate your brand presence and why this is important, why you should care, and giving you some easy tips on how you can start. And so, the first thing I want you to understand is that there are two parts, two facets, if you will, to your brand perception, to how people are perceiving you. And what you absolutely get to hear me say is that perception becomes reality. Their perception of you becomes their reality. Forget about the fact that you are subject matter expert in your particular field. Forget about the fact that you have been steeped in this work for 25 plus years. If the way you show up is counter to your lived experience, if the way you show up is out of alignment to the words that are coming out of your mouth, then you're going to be in a bit of a jam because people are going to judge you. Yes, I said it. Don't judge a book by the cover, and we do. People are going to make assumptions about you based on the way that you show up. So, what is your show up game? What does that look like? So, I want you to come along with me. We're going to a networking event. And this is your first time going to this event. You're coming as my guest. How are you showing up? Meaning your physical attire. I remember when I moved to Florida in 2013. I didn't know anything about networking because in New York, I was in corporate. So I didn't know nothing about this networking life. But then I moved to Florida in 2013 and I learned about this thing called networking events. And so what is your way of showing up to a networking event? What city, what state do you live in? And if somebody invited you to be a guest of theirs, some of those events are like ones that you have a membership fee. You can bring somebody in and then they can check out the room and check out the group and see if they want to join. So you're coming as my guest. How are you dressed? Because the minute you walk into that door, remember, the people don't know you. The minute you step through that door, words, thoughts, attributes, descriptors immediately start going off in people's brains. It's automatic. Just like right now, I'm speaking to you, my heart is beating. I don't have to try to make my heart beat or to do anything. The minute you walk through that networking door, the people's brain starts to go off and make stuff up. I just feels like 2 weeks ago, on the 5th of November. No, wasn't the 5th. Was the 3rd. Was my talk time at Faith Over Fear Business Summit, and I did an exercise with the audience where I showed them an image and said, "Tell me about it," and it was of a gentleman. And nobody said to me, "Dr. Faith, I need a little bit more information before I can give my opinion on who this person is," because nobody knows who he was. Nobody had seen it, right? But a real person was a real person. Nobody said, "I need a little bit more info in this dossier." I am not able to form, watch me, I am not able to form an informed opinion because I'm lacking certain facts and details. Oh no, honey, when I tell you they read that man to dirt, made up all kind of things about this man, solely based on his presence. A single image of him, a room full of over, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500 people read this man to dirt just based on a snapshot of a moment of how he was showing up. Now, I'm not going to give it away because you'll probably come to an event where I do that. And I want you to have that experience because, the saying, I can show you better than I can tell you. Well, that's what that was. Your presence speaks before you even have a chance to open your mouth to speak. All of this communicating. So what do you want your outward image to communicate? And so you be intentional with how you show up, particularly, right? You're in a professional setting, right? Because can we all agree a networking event is a professional setting? People are coming there from various industries, various walks of life, and sharing what they do and, offering solutions for whatever particular challenges the marketplace is experiencing. And if the first time you're coming to a networking event, which is a professional event, it doesn't have to say black tie for you to decide to dress nicely. It shouldn't have to say formal wear for you to wear, something pulled together. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying. When I say professional, I don't mean expensive. But you're pulled together, because everything about you speaks. So if you're looking like you just rolled out of bed, that speaks. And the people with the quickness will form an opinion about you before you have even opened your mouth. Reality, facts. It may not be fair. One of the lines from one of my favorite books, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, says life isn't fair and don't expect it to be. This is how you don't create problems for yourself, because you're like, oh, I can't believe, it says don't judge a book by its, and they do and do. So your outward appearance matters. Again, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying go buy expensive stuff. I'm saying be pulled together. So some people think, oh, it's a networking event. It's happening at a some breakfast place. Would roll up in my flip flops and my sundress, my tank top. And the people don't know you. They're not looking at you with any like, ooh, yeah, I absolutely want to go speak to this person, or, oh yeah, this person's showing up as somebody who's subject matter expert who can help me with my problems. They're judging you. So listen, let's jump into real estate. You've heard about curb appeal. And that matters. And you might think to yourself, well, who cares what the shrubs look like underneath the windowsill? We're not living out on the front porch. And it all matters. I remember once, before my husband and I bought this house, we were looking at a condo in North Miami, and we were looking at some other things, sort of in that South Florida area. And then there was this one place where a developer, took over some land and rebuilt like a small, I don't know if there were like villas or condo units, whatever, but it was but the location where it was, right, in real estate, they say location, location, location. Right across the street, there were a gang of men sitting on foldable chairs, busting open, liquor, smoking. And I sat in the car and I looked at my husband. I said, call the realtor. Let her know we're here, but we're not going in. I did not get out that car. I couldn't tell you what that builder did with the redevelop. Did not matter to me, because when I pull in to my home, I want that whole experience to be beautiful. I want it to be calming and soothing to my soul. I don't want it to be running in and rushing in fast, because I don't want to be catcalled at. I don't want anybody to come at me sideways. And so it all matters. Everything about you speaks. So your outward appearance, think professional. This is how you elevate. Oh, it's just an easy, quick little backyard thing. No big deal. Come as you are. Don't take that chance. Do not, do not, do not take that chance. If you're building a professional brand, you're building your personal brand, and your intention is to become a subject matter expert, do not take that chance. You get to show up the way you want to be seen. And so don't fall for that okey doke. Oh, it's no, it's just at this local breakfast place. It's yeah, we meet every Wednesday. Come professional, because that in and of itself is going to have you stand out. That in and of itself is going to make you remarkable, make you peculiar. Oh wow, oh she's so whatever. Rather them say that than, oh my gosh, she looked like she just rolled out of bed. Because nobody is working with people who look like they just rolled out of bed. I can promise you that. Not saying if you come together, you're guaranteed to get the business, but you stand a greater chance. Everything about you speaks. So that's the first thing. Check your outward appearance. Make sure that you are showing up the way that you want to be seen. So remember the Venn diagram, this circle, how you see yourself. This circle, how others see you. In the middle, where they meet, that's the truth of your brand. So you want to curate the impression you want of yourself. Oh, she's always poised, always pulled together. When I see her, she's professional. I never worry about introducing her to anyone because she's not going to look like she just came, off the Vegas Strip, toe up from the flow up. Because nobody's trying to look crazy in the streets and introduce you to their people, because what does that do? That rubs off onto their own brand. So that's the first thing. Look into the mirror. One of my clients, Jacqueline Young Landy, shout out to Jacqueline, used to tell me that she said that her grandma would say to her, when you're leaving the house, and she had a mirror right at the front door, you look at yourself. If you could not or would not be invited to tea with the queen based on how you're dressing, go back in and change. And I just love that, because it's that last minute check of like, okay, am I showing up in the way that I would want to have other people show up for me? Because you're not looking for anybody who's like, looking crazy to do work for you, right? You're looking for the best of the best that meets your budget, right? We're always looking for what's the next best. Nobody's there going, okay, where's the bottom of the barrel? Who here is bottom of the barrel? I want to work with you. Nobody. So that's number one. Outward appearance. Make sure you're professional, clean, pulled together, not saying buy expensive stuff. Number two, the words that come out of your mouth. What are people hearing? And more importantly, what are people seeing when you speak? Are you coming in there and being, overly familiar with people that you don't know? Somebody who can read the room and understand when it's time for fun and laughter and being jovial, and others who can understand like this is a serious moment, we get to have this conversation, et cetera, et cetera. So what are people seeing when you speak? How is your grammar? I mean, let's just take it back to school. Because again, might not be fair. You might absolutely know everything there is to know about your industry. But if the way that you speak is saying something completely different, it's giving that point of view that I'm not really sure this person could be, a huckster, then you get to check what are the words that are coming out of your mouth. Because remember, in this game of building your visibility, it's about being memorable. It's about leaving people with an experience, even if it's a short 5 minutes at a networking event, right? So your communication, the words that you're using, your command of, grammar. It sounds simple, and these little things leave a mark, and sometimes an indelible mark. Last point I want to wrap with is, are you showing up consistently and bringing value? So what do I mean by that? Do you have a schedule? Hey, Robin, do you have a schedule where the people know they can expect to hear from you on whatever the topic is that you're focused on? Or is it willy-nilly? Is it when you feel like it? Because remember, commitment is not a feeling. Commitment is being in integrity with your word to yourself, your word to your people. So have an every day and every week, every 2 weeks, every month, every year. Do you have any everys in your brand implementation strategy? So what would that look like? So let's say somebody is in the beauty, hair, makeup, beauty industry, and they're choosing an every. So every Monday, it's going to be Makeover Monday, where I, as a stylist, as an esthetician, as a makeup artist, I come on and I teach one little tip makeover. So let's just say, hey everyone, Faith here. Welcome to another Makeover Monday series. This Monday, we're focusing on the eyes. You've heard it say the eyes are the windows into the soul. And what are your eyes doing? Are they sleepy, droopy, or are they, alert, and inviting? So I'm going to show you how to do bright eyes from a professional standpoint, because nobody wants to look like a raccoon. Nobody is doing, what do they call it? Smoky eyes, to the 10th power for work. So for all of my, 9-to-5 girlies, this is for you. Okay. So you want to start with, right? And I go on. And then maybe I show a picture of a client who before, no eye drama, and then post that eye drama. So if you would love to replicate this look, go to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. You'll see the video that says Eyes of the Soul. Watch that, and you're going to get everything that you need to do professional smoky eyes, so you look alert and ready, and not like you were, wet and bedraggled coming out the club at 4:00 in the morning. All right, everyone, take care for now. Hope that served you. See you again on next week's Makeover Monday. Hey, Nanny, do you have something like that? Robin, Nanny, do you have an every? This is the last point I'm training on. Do you have an every? So consistency. So I do a training called the 10 C's of personal branding. The number one C out of content, out of creativity, out of, compelling content, about credibility, the number one is consistency. If you are not showing up consistently, the people don't know where they can come to learn from you. And by extension, somebody else who may not be subject matter expert the way you are, but they're showing up. You've heard the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. It's the same thing. If you're not consistently showing up, and it's not just show up, it's show up with value. Because what is not going to serve, certainly moving forward, is just showing up and go, oh, look at me, aren't I great? Oh, can't stop, won't stop, failure's not an option. Ma'am, serve the people. Serve your people that got assigned to you. Matthew 5:14-16. We meet Jesus. He's talking about a house built on a hillside cannot easily be hidden. So too must you shine your light for everybody in the house to see, so that they can see your good works and glorify the Father. So building your brand presence, building your brand visibility is scriptural. The way that you do that, be consistent. Oh, well, when I go on my lives, I don't have a lot of people. Okay, welcome to the club. When I started my business way back when, that eyeball that tells you you're live, 0. It would be, hey, beautiful, hey, passion. But I just literally talk. Oh my gosh, did you catch that part of it? Because that was absolutely for you. Passion Boss has a whole makeup line, and she's doing phenomenal in this space. The eyeball was on 0. I'm unconcerned. I'm unfazed. I'm on assignment. God didn't say only if 100 people come into your life, then go train and support the people. He said, go serve the people. Go tell it on the mountains, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it. It doesn't say, but only if 50 people are on your live. Only if 20 people are on your live. That's not your business. That's not your responsibility. Be on assignment. Go tell it on the mountain. What do you know? Teach what you know. When you can shed that I care about what people are saying, but it's also, listen, hey, Jocelyn. Oh my gosh, listen to me, guys. If you are anywhere in the United States of America and you don't have your own photographer that shoots your brand in action, everybody within the sound of my voice, go follow Jocelyn Ventura Photography. Jocelyn's been my branding photographer she drove 3.5 hours to come shoot me in Orlando. She's in Port St. Lucie. But that's what is so good about having your own. Anyway, I'm digressing. Oh, Jocelyn, I love you so much. Go follow Jocelyn Ventura. When I tell you, I have not worked with another photographer that will see the tiniest little bit of speck of lint. And before she shoots, she's coming over and she's fixing. People have pens and the eye for the detail, the eye for the angles. Listen, none does it better. None. Get to know her. You don't have any professional photos coming into 2025? Get on it with the quickness. It is required. So be consistent. Develop a practice. So go to the link in my bio. I believe it should be the first link in my Instagram bio. And I'll see if I can't drop it here for the people on the other platforms. So we're having our annual, watch me and see what I did there. Our annual brand planning session. So that is one every that I have in my business. Every December, we do a complimentary brand planning session to help the people get the pieces and the elements in place for the year to come. That's on December 8th, 2 p.m. Get registered and share this with anyone in your community that you know they're looking to build a brand, build a business, want to stand out, want to get their piece of the pie. And hear me, you don't have to be a 7-figure business to have we all have a brand. Yeah, so Passion Boss says, so true. Got to have some people in your back pocket that are reliable. Yes, that part. I went to an event in North Carolina, and of course, Jocelyn wasn't with me, right? We're in Florida. And so I hired a local photographer. Never worked with her before. Just was in a Facebook group and asked, and she was the one who responded. You see the look on my face? We need reliable people. So You want to start to curate relationships so that you can have at least 2 or 3 photographers in your roster. So December 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern, we're having a complimentary brand planning session. If you've never attended one of our brand planning sessions, you are in for a treat. First off, let me just say people charge for this. There's another company right now that's doing a similar thing and there has a price tag on it. Me, it's complimentary. Because why? That was my assignment from Holy Spirit. I'm favored and anointed. Blessings and favor are mine. I declare and decree that. And so I'm not in scarcity. I'm not like, ooh, I'm like, nope. Jesus says, when you do it unto the least of these, you do it unto me. So get registered, click on the link, go to, this is online. Thank you, Pageant Boss. So it's virtual. It is on Zoom. It will be recorded. So go ahead and get registered, because if for whatever reason your plans change, et cetera, you'll get the recording. Do not miss this. We're going to be there for at least four, maybe 5. It depends. I am that committed to helping you, because here what it is. Okay, beautiful. Pageant Boss is in. She's going to register. Excellent. Building a brand is not this or that. Hear me. It's this and that. It's a holistic approach. It's a 360, because it includes not just your physical you, the live person, but also your digital you. Because right now, as we are meeting and huddled here today, there are people on your social media right now looking. HubSpot did a study, and it said 40% of people visit your social media platforms before making a buying decision. So you're out there networking, glad handing, meeting the people, talking, telling the things. Oh my gosh, I can beat your face to the gods. And then when they go to your social media, they're not seeing that expertise. They're not seeing that before and after. They're not seeing customers that look like them. Because can we agree that as a woman of color with 4C hair, it is going to be a different experience for me than it is for a European American woman who has thin, fine hair. So I want to see, it's good that you say, girl, I can balayage like nobody's business. That's great. Let me see what balayage you've done on 4C hair, because that's what I care about. Remember this, the people, your prospects, your potential people, they're tuned in to WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's all they care about. So you can talk about, oh my gosh, the balayage, and I got the award for, and all they're seeing are European American women. All they're seeing are Asian women. And the Black women are like, but what can you do for me? What can you do for 4C? Exactly. Pageant Boss, and she knows, she's in the industry. We don't get a lot of representation. So if you have that level of expertise, because listen, when you can get into the specificity and the nuance of it by segment, because do you understand, shooting somebody of my complexion, it's a whole different lighting strategy than shooting Nanny or Robin, right? Do you understand that the light situation, the lighting consideration gets to be different? So if you're building and saying, hey, I'm a photographer, portrait photographer, I'm a speaker's photographer, and you can show different segments of the population, that lets me know you know how to light when the melanin is popping. Then I'm riding with you, because you get it. You understand what's in it for me. I'm not trying to look like a mysterious shadow figure in my pictures. And the fact that I'm a woman of color should not preclude me from having absolutely amazing, gorgeous photos, right? You just need a professional who knows how to light melanated skin. You just need a professional who says, yeah, I eat 4C here for breakfast. This is what I do. 95% of my clients have that hair texture, whatever it might be. Hello, Samar. How are you, beautiful? So that's what we're going to do. So when I say it's this and that, there's work involved. I got work to do. I got work, baby. Yeah, it's work. It's work. You've heard this saying before, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. It's too hard. I mean, I got to connect my Instagram. Building a brand is hard, and being broke is hard. Choose your hard. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So what you can expect from me, and it will be me. This is, again, why my company is in a category of one. I don't pawn you off to other coaches, right? A lot of people want to flock to the different celebrities, the Grant Cardone, the this, that. Honey, you will never see Grant Cardone's face in a session with you. Period. Period. They'll take your coins and then they hand you over to other people. And you're thinking like, well, what was I so rah and excited for? Do not fall for the okie doke. You want to work with somebody who gets it, who's had the lived experience of you. This is why I do my brand planning sessions for free, because I understand that if you're just starting to think about starting a brand, you need a little help. You get to have some support. I remember when I would start, I just wanted to ask a couple questions. Then you get thrown into pods and listen, stay woke. Do not fall for the okie doke. Oh, Holy Spirit, that rhymed. Didn't see that one coming. So we start at 2. I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up in terms of so you can get prepared. Remember, again, get registered. The link I just posted for everybody on Instagram, it's in my bio. Lessons learned is where we're going to start. And when we do our planning sessions, we do both personal and business. Because here's the thing. You'll hear me say, you are your brand. Your personal life is not separate from over here and then your business. Wherever you go, there you are. So we deal with the whole person. So what lessons did you learn from 2024 on the personal side and on the business side? So let's just say from a personal side standpoint, you might go, in 2024, I let myself go. I could count the number of days that I worked out for 30 minutes. I was tired the whole time. I barely hung on. Okay, great. So lessons learned, we're gonna write those down. A lesson you learn on the professional side might be, I've been giving away the farm. And then I wonder why I don't have money to pay my rent or my mortgage. So that's a lesson learned, is that I get to eat. I get to take care of my family. That too is scriptural, where it says, when you have an ox that's plowing your field, don't put a bridle over its mouth. Let it eat while it's working. So you get to eat while you're serving. So yes, you'll hear me say a lot of come with value. Value often means it's complementary. So there's a portion of the time that you do that, as I like to say, I gave at the mosque, I gave at the temple, I gave at the church, I gave at the synagogue, because I'm just a giver. My natural way of being is to always be in support of people. And so I drifted so much into people pleasing. Right? And that doesn't work either. God expects you to multiply your gifts and talents. Go read the story of the talents. He expects it. It's not like, oh, it'd be cute and it'd be nice if you did. It's an expectation. What did you do with the 5 that I gave you? Oh, look, oh, great king. I turned that 5 into 10. Wonderful. You can rule over more things for me. What did you do with the, oh, great king. I turned that 2 into, fantastic. I'm going to give you a couple cities. What did you do with the 1? Here come the hater now. Well, I know you are not a decent person and you take stuff that does not belong to you. So I wasn't trying to mess with you like that. I just hid your 1 coin in the dirt. There you go. And we know, right? You evil and wicked servant. It is evilness, it is wickedness when you do not multiply the gifts and talents that God has seen fit to give you. When you're in a story around people pleasing, like, oh, listen, who do you want acknowledgement from? Who do you want recognition from? Who are you doing this life onto? Are you doing this life onto God, or are you doing your life onto man? Quick tip. You're doing this life onto God. If you're doing anything that feels like you're doing it onto man, to people please, go repent. Ask Holy Spirit to come support you. So you get to eat. Your gifts and talents were given to you by God. And just like the priests, when they're serving, that 10% that belongs to God, the priests get to eat it. The priests get to eat the holy bread. The priests get to eat the best, leg bone of the lamb. So it's no different for you. You're serving your community. Hey, Nicola, you're serving your community. You get to eat. You get to be taken care of. So people pleasing gets to go. So we're going to do lessons learned, 2024 lessons learned, personal and business. Start working on that now. Everyone over at Instagram who just joined, go to the link in my bio. It should be the first one. I'm talking about our upcoming brand planning session, December 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern till we're done. We're going to start with what lessons did you learn? Because we can't plot a strategy for forward momentum until we go, okay, let's assess where are we? Okay, so after you've gone through, and there's a workbook that will come. So once you register, you'll get the workbook. But I'm just giving a little bit of heads up now because I've got some time. So lessons learned 2024, personal and professional. What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn? Not judging anything. But this is what I learned. I learned that I was saying I was so busy, but when I actually looked at my calendar, I didn't see those meetings. I didn't see those Zoom calls. So I was really busy doing other things. You might want to check how many cat and dog memes are streaming on your Facebook feed. That'll give you a clue. You want to check your phone history. Who are you kikiing with? Who are you talking with? That will give you a clue, because you get to watch out for the good time Tinas. The good time Tinas are not about this entrepreneurial life. The good time Tinas just want your time to make them feel good. Girl, let's go to the breakers. Let's kiki. Oh my God, let's get toe up from the flow up. Oh no, I have to write a presentation. Oh girl, please. Yeah, come on. Don't fall for the okie doke. Stay woke. That person, enemy working through that person to distract you, to take you off your game, to take you off of purpose walk. Pray for discernment. Be alert. Which, oh, by the way, let me just say, woke all of a sudden it becomes like this leprosy. Woke just simply means be alert, be aware, be vigilant. That's it. No boogeyman's underneath the bed. That's what it means. So who were you talking with all of 2024? What were you doing? And listen, we get to be so honest with ourselves. I'm so busy. I was so, oh my God, busy. Okay. Well, if you're busy, that means your business checking account is thick, it's stacked. If it's not, we get to reflect. We get to see, let me look and see really what's going on here. We must inspect what we expect. Write that down. You must inspect what you expect. I expect to make it up. I don't know, Passion Boss, do you have a money goal, or like a growth goal for your business? I expect, I'm making it up now, I'm gonna make this up for Passion Boss. I expect that my makeup line will be on the shelves globally at Ulta Beauty. That's what I expect. Favor is mine, and joy of the Lord is my strength. God says it's his pleasure to give me the kingdom. So I expect it. Okay. So if we expect that, then let's inspect. Okay. So we started our email list at, make it up, 500. You get to be inspecting along the way. Is my email list growing? Don't wait until we get to December and you're like, not only did I not grow my email list, I lost subscribers. Your opportunity to inspect that was like, monthly, quarterly. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give you a cadence. You'll hear some of the clients are going to be there. Quite a bit of the clients will be there. You'll hear, we have this thing, we speak in color. Come so you can learn and understand that, because it's a powerful way to organize what it is that you're doing, colorizing your activities, so you can quickly go, I haven't done a yellow in a month. If you have not done any yellows, chances are, how you see trucks and stuff fall out the back and the driver doesn't know they're just going and go. Chances are some stuff fell off the back of your truck and you don't even know. So we'll talk about that. Speaking in colors, working in colors, thinking in colors. So December 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern, until we're done, you get the workbook. I'm going to step you through. And here's the thing that makes this workshop different than it. We're doing the work in the session. This is not I'm never one of those like, no. Faith without works is dead. I am all about the works part. So we're going to do this in session together. As we say in Espanol, a juntas, together. We're going to do this there. Lesson learned. If you didn't come prepared with your lesson learned, we're going to have time for you to go through. What did you learn? So right now, if I were to ask, everybody on Instagram, Samara, Nicola, Debbie, Pageant Boss, Jocelyn, Nanny, Robin, give me one lesson learned from 2024 so far, personal or professional. And everybody here on LinkedIn and Facebook and X and YouTube, everybody. Give me one lesson learned. What did you learn on a personal side, and one that you learned on the professional side? Because if you don't stop and look, you're doomed to repeat what you did in 2024. The thing that you absolutely, what does Paul say? The thing that I feared the most has come upon me. If you don't look that thing in the eye and say, no more people pleasing, no more doing things I don't want to do just because I'm the go along, get along girl. Because where is that go along, get along gotten you? So for example, one lesson learned that I have that I put on my own list, because listen, here's the other thing. I do the work with you. I'm not bringing anything to you that I don't do or haven't done. This is not something I read. This is lived experience. I'm 30 years in this game. Building brands for IBM and Mary Kay and Microsoft and A.G. Edwards, just to name a few. My client list is for the gods. I'm not new to this. I learned that I don't get to traverse God's country speaking at events that don't have my people. What do I mean by that? I'm going to show you how you identify your people. Not everybody with a credit card is your client. For some people, that's, what do you mean? I said what I said. Not everybody with a credit card is your client. And oftentimes we're in this, I'll just take anybody. Desperation. Oh my God, just take anybody. Nope. At the PBC, we do not do crazy. So I'm going to show you how to, with a grid, the things that you will accept and the things you won't accept. A lot of times we're not talking about the things that we won't accept in a client, right? So just like you're going to form something out of clay, we're going to form your ideal client not only based on who they are, demographics, meaning demographics are just a stat, the facts. They're this old, they live, suburbs or urban, they're married or single, right? Facts. They make this much money, demographics. And what you should understand, particularly, you should understand from our recent election, is that no group is monolithic. Do you guys understand what I mean when I say no group is monolithic? That means one size doesn't fit all. They're diverse. We're multifaceted people. This is the brilliance of God. Every single person, 6 billion, 7 billion strong, every single person has a unique fingerprint. Think about that. So when you're saying your people, you must be clear-eyed and be able to pick them out of a lineup when you see them, not just based on, oh, they're women, they're men, they're children, they're retirees. More than that. Here comes the psychographic. Psych, right? Root word psychology, thinking, behavior, mindset. How do the people think? How do they move? How do they behave? What do they believe in? Those are psychographic delineations that you absolutely must attach to your consumer persona. If you don't have psychographics and you just have demographics, I'm for women in their 40s, I help them. You're missing half the thing, because there you miss out on your ideal people. Because I remember once I had a client, she was like in her 30s, younger woman. And one day I got a PayPal notification, $1,000 was just sent to you. So I called her. I'm like, what, because she wasn't late on any payment. Everything was already done and paid. I'm like, what is this? She's like, oh, I just wanted to send that to you. She's like, I just love the idea of having a Black badass woman from my coach and mentor. Okay, Holy Spirit, thank you. Thank you, because that didn't even occur to me. I will accept clients who pay me more than I ask. Never occurred to me till she did that. To have the audacity, the unmitigated gall, the boldness to say, yep, that's what I want in a client. I want raving fans. And what is a raving fan? No matter what you're putting down, they're picking it up. So I'm getting into training because I can't see, you see how I beat? I can't help myself. I can't help myself. So that, but just to give you an example of what, this is not going to be me talking at you. This is me coming alongside of you and getting your 2025 brand plan established. Will we get to every single thing? No, because what did I say? It's this and that. There's a whole lot, but I'm going to give to you everything that you need to get set up. We're going to be talking about, if you don't have a vision statement, you get to craft that with me. Because a lot of people run around town saying, I'm building a brand, and you, if I were to say to them, show me your vision statement, they don't have one. So what are you using to guide? Because your vision statement acts as your filter for your brand. Your brand is here. The vision statement is here. Everything that falls out underneath that must come through that vision. And if it doesn't align with the vision, it won't go. It's like a sieve, right? Only the smaller particles will make it through. The big ones, they just get caught up in the sieve. So that's what you want. You want to have a catch filter system that's it. Somebody goes, oh, Pageant Boss. I don't know if this will be for you or if you would or not, right? But let's just say Pageant Boss is, her vision is to have women be seen as whole and powerful and not subject to the whims and fancies of men. I'm not here for your viewing pleasure. Let's just say she had that stance. It's beauty and power. Beauty and I don't give three, right? Let's just say that was the energy of her brand. Well, she might say, my vision for the world is a world where women are, not afraid to be beautiful. There are women who literally don't want to, because of what it potentially, comes with. Let's say she took that. So she gets a call from, I don't know, give me a strip club. I don't know. Is Magic Mike or no? That's like for the men. I don't know. Pick like a big one, and say we want you to come in and do hair and makeup for the women. If her vision statement says women, beauty, and power that they choose, they're not subject to, she's not going to take that gig, no matter how much they're paying her. Because we know that oftentimes those women are subjugated to some really harsh treatments, and their money's not their own, and they're basically like sex workers under rule of government by the pimp or the head of the club. For every person who's successful in transitioning from swinging on the pole to stepping into the boardroom, there are thousands and thousands of more who are lost to society. Your vision statement will help you make decisions on where your brand gets to go. You're not going to sponsor just any and anything because they're going to pay you. Not all money is good money. Like, for example, right? In case you didn't know, I'm a daughter of the king. I am child of Abraham. I'm the rightful heir to the kingdom of heaven. Can't nobody pay me any amount of money to say Jesus is not king. It can't happen. I am that locked in, that determined, that sure. That's what we call #Daniel energy. Hey, Cedra. Oh my gosh, Cedra. Maureen and I tried to call you a few nights ago when we were in Orlando together. Miss you, baby. So you really want to understand what you stand for so you don't fall for just about anything and everything in the name of money. No, you don't get to do that. And your vision statement is what guides you. I have a client, and one of the things that he puts in his vision statement is that his vision is to have 1 million blenders blending around the planet. He's in health and wellness, right? And he's been a vegan for 30 years, and he teaches and he coaches, men and women on how to make that journey, that shift, and how to really put themselves first, from a health standpoint, because he watched a lot of his siblings die from heart disease. There is no amount of money you can pay him to go sponsor a Toys for Tots hot dog and burger. His brand's not going to be there. Yes, for the children, he's going to go do his own thing, because you know what he told me today in the mastermind? That he and his wife have decided that they're going to do community readings and book studies with the children, because that is how our history is being lost, right? Because we relied on history books, but now the history books are being selectively banned. So he and his wife decided that they're going to start like a community storytelling. I was like, my mind was like, what? Yes. So that he could start his own, healthy eating, kids edition thing. Whatever they were doing, that they were getting McDonald's to sponsor with the Happy Meal and stuff, he can go recreate his own with healthy meat, teaching kids how to eat. Did you hear today that is it Oscar Mayer or Kraft? crack. They're pulling the Lunchables. You know those little Lunchables kit things? They're pulling those from the schools. Hey, Bill. How are you, my love? They're pulling the Lunchables from the entire school system. Number one, lack of demand, which praise God, because in case you didn't know, ham and bologna. My Oscar has a first name that's Oscar. My bologna. And also has a second name, it's Maye. Why do I know the song? Oscar Mayer has a way to Bologna. That's how they get the kids. World Health Organization says those foods are carcinogenic. Right up there with cigarette smoke. I'm sorry. Did you say the bologna Lunchables that you hoodwinked us into singing and learning and knowing the song for years and years and decades is a carcinogenic? Yep. Okay. So he's not going to sponsor that event. Period. Done. End of story. I don't have to ask nobody. Can you say the same for your brand? Do you have a stand that you take? Does your brand stand for something? If you're mealy mouth, wishy-washy in the middle, just go along, get along. I'm good here. Oh no, everything. You're not building a brand. You must have your detractors and you must have your lovers. Brand detractors, brand lovers. You want it to be so that the people go, oh, hell no. What is Bishop? What's his? Hell to the no, to the no, right? He's like, oh, hell. You want some people to look at you and go, oh, hell no, not her, not him. Perfect. Because that means your brand is clear. It's when it's muddled and mishy, because the people who are the ones who are like, life ain't good if it doesn't start with a burger, those are not his people. So he doesn't need to waste time doing messages that brings those life ain't good without a burger people, because those are not his people to begin with. When he is clear, those, it's like, it's like you have like the citronella, the mosquito. Oh, no, honey, this not this yard. This ain't for us. You want that. You want to be so bold as to say, my philosophy, I'm pretending I'm my client now, the vegan, that from the moment a baby is born, that baby should eat nothing but organic food, period. What did she say? I said what I said. What do you stand on? What do you stand for? So then that the people who are like, yes, absolutely. And you know what? I'm doing my own urban garden. I ripped out those, flowers that weren't doing nothing. I planted kale. I planted broccoli, right? Those are his people. And so he would continue to do messaging to find those people. Those are the raving fans. Raving fans, no matter what you're putting down, they're picking it up. That's my person. Do you have those people in your life? Are you setting up your brand in such a way that it just magnifies those people to you? This is the work we get to do. So I wasn't planning on being here this long, but my goodness, that was Holy Spirit fire. So go to my bio, Instagram, folks. It's in, I think it's the first link in my bio. Click register. The session will be recorded. Again, we're talking about the 2025 brand planning session. You want to get your brand set up, get right, get all of the things that I do, that I teach, my elite, my VIP clients. Come. They're going to be there. Like literally, I do this for my clients, but guess what? They have their own one-on-one, like a full 8 hours with me and just that person to do this for them, their own brand planning. December 8th is for the public. But this is the same thing that I do with my VIP clients, that I do with my elite clients, I'm doing with you on December 8th. Do not miss it. Okay? It will be recorded. So for whatever reason your schedule changes, you can still benefit. All right. So message me if you have any questions. I will be back tomorrow to continue this discussion, because one of the things that's really important is that if the people can't find you, they can't pay you. If the people don't know what you're about, if you're confused, this is what I'm going to, thank you, Holy Spirit. This is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, the confusion. A confused mind takes no action. And you're one like, I've been out here in this game for this long. And then because you're confusing the people don't know what you are about. And they're not going to pick up the phone and call you and go, hey, yeah, hey, Cedra. Yeah. Listen, I was just looking at your Instagram and your YouTube and your LinkedIn. I have a couple, they're not doing that. Next, you confuse them, they're gone. A confused mind takes no action. So you want to really ensure that your brand is clear, right? If I say I'm going to wrap with this, I know I said I was going to be gone a while, but now for real, I'm going to wrap with this. When I say this word, I want you to chime in. I want you to, in the comments, the first word that comes to your mind, type it. Don't overthink it. What comes to mind? Okay, ready? Starbucks. Just throw out whatever. It's not about right and wrong. What comes to mind immediately when I say Starbucks? All right, let me check these comments. Yes. The number one answer never fails, always is coffee. Did you have coffee? Did you think coffee, one of the things that came for you was coffee? Starbucks. So we're doing algebra now. Stay with me. If Starbucks equals coffee, insert the name of your brand. Cedra Stokes equals Bill Oberlander equals Debbie Joko equals. If Starbucks equals coffee, Samar equals X. Oh my gosh, I'm like taking myself way back. Solve for X. Solve for X. Starbucks equals coffee. Nanny equals X. What is your X? And yes, here's the thing, and I know this to be true. As entrepreneurs, we are multifaceted, multi-passionate souls. We love a lot of things. We can do a lot of things. Oh my gosh, and I do this, and I sell essential oils, and I do patches, and I teach people how to day trade, and I teach people branding, and I help people, protect their intellectual property with legal plan. All those things are true. But that is not my X. My X equals branding. Brand strategy, brand development, don't matter. As long as it's got that core word branding, that is my X. Right? It's no different than when you went to university. What do we know about the experience in a university? Major, minor. My major, communications. My minor, psychology. My X equals communication. I took journalism, broadcast production, abnormal psychology, a whole host of courses and studies. But my X was communications. That's when I crossed the stage. And congratulations, Faith James, bachelor's at communications. That's my X. What is your X? We're going to get into that. So I hope this served you well. I hope this was good. I hope this opened up a couple of things for you to start thinking about. Definitely go ahead and get registered. Share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues, anybody. As I said before at the top of this training, there are people who charge for their brand planning, for their planning sessions, whatever. I'm not saying brand. They charge for whatever they do to get you ready for the next year. I love to do this, so I don't get to charge you for this. Like this is This is my community service, if you will. All right. So get registered, get registered, get registered. Once you get registered, you'll get the workbook. We'll show up live on Zoom. If you're not able to do Zoom, you'll get the recording. You can follow along, and we're going to work. So come prepared to work. Bring your water, stay hydrated. Maybe we'll take one dance break. But it's work. I got work to do. I got work, baby. Yeah, we got work to do. See you all tomorrow, and we're going to talk about so much more, and I can answer any questions that you have about what to expect in the upcoming session. All right. Take care, everyone. Be well, be blessed. Love you all. Bye.